Well, if you love the produce industry and engaging with others who do as well, we have the in-person event just for you. Chip Carter takes us to Orlando, Florida for the Southern Exposure Show, The Rise of the Produce. Chip, what's going on today?
Thank you, Janet. Produce, like all of agriculture, is an industry that values experience and wisdom. It is not uncommon for leaders to work into their 70s and still be running their companies. At the same time, though, they have a lot of employees in their 20s and 30s. The question becomes, how do we communicate across generations? I'm with Patrick Kelly. He is the host of the Produce Industry Podcast. He also just moderated a session here at SEPC called It's Not Personal, It's Generational. Patrick, there was a lot of representation on that panel. You had a lot of dark hair, you had some silver hair, you had a lot of shades in between. That's very representative of this industry.
We had a fantastic representation of the industry, Chip. I thought that they all gave great advice. As panelists, I mean, all you can talk about is how to leave the legacy for the next generation, and they sure did that, and it's all about change, everybody. Change is a good thing.
I think one of the biggest differences between the generations is the technology they use to communicate and the different comfort levels with that technology.
You know, technology has always been a rising factor. It's always been a rising problem. I mean, even when Steve Jobs decided to build his first computer, they saw that as an issue. They saw it as a problem. And guess what? Technology to this day still has opportunities and has its problems. If you're looking at it from a Zoom conversation all the way to technology that cuts your fruit. So listen, technology is here. It's going to grow year over year, just like our fruit will, and we have to embrace it.
I hear a lot of older bosses complain that younger people just won't answer the phone. And then I hear a lot of people 30 years old saying, what's a fax machine?
You know, I say I have had the pleasure of working with the fax machine. I've had the generation to do a lot, okay? And guess what? You have to adapt. You have to adapt. Just like the panelists said, some started off just using phones, some wrote orders, okay? Now we went to fax machine, it went to email. Telecommunicating is going to keep growing as well. So start to embrace it. Ask your people what they like and what they don't like, and embrace that change with technology.
You will see all ages, all generations, all with equal power in this industry and at this show. We'll have more later in the day. Back to you, Janet.
As always, thank you, Chip. And again, as he said, stay tuned. We'll check back with him again in Orlando here throughout the morning on the Market Day Report.